So I'm just like laying in bed right now, and I have been for most of the day. Um, yeah, I had 5 things on my to-do list today, and I did one of them. I washed the dishes. Yeah, I was supposed to go for a run, have a shower, clean my room because there's a flat inspection coming up or something. I wanted to do some uni reading. I read a bit of The Republic, but we're not studying The Republic at the minute. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have had a pretty busy week, so probably just needed a day of doing nothing. I've eaten quite a lot. I had a big breakfast. I had a massive dinner that I had to eat in 2 sittings because it was that big. And I had a bar of chocolate, like quite a big bar of chocolate. I don't know where it's gone now. It's like I don't know. I just feel really tired. I feel like I lack energy and I don't really want to do anything, which is frustrating because I like getting things done, you know. Yeah, no, I haven't got any today. I went for a walk earlier. Bought some things from the shop. But yeah, even when I was out walking, I could only do it for so long. I don't usually go walking in the daytime. The only time I like going out in the daytime is if I'm going to uni or going to the library or something, which is what I probably should have done, to be fair. Because I get more work done when I'm not here. Because I get distracted by my flatmates or by my messy room. My room really isn't a very good place to work at all because it's a tip. It's just like a stressful, unmotivating environment. And I understand the importance of having a clean room. It's just not always possible to act on it. I could totally get up and clean my room right now, but I'm not motivated to do it. You know, I hate the whole process. I just I haven't got the energy. If I had more energy, well, to be fair, I haven't drank coffee today neither. I've been going to coffee shops for the past few days, getting a coffee in the morning. That's enough to get me going for uni. Getting stuff done. But I obviously don't want to be relying on caffeine every day, but it does really help. It helps to give me the mood boosting focus. And sometimes it can increase anxiety as well, but I don't mind. I was out late last night as well. I was about to my mate's flat, and yeah, I didn't drink anything. I don't drink. We ordered a massive pizza, so a 30-inch pizza, just for the crack. Managed a quarter of it. I ate a quarter of it. She ate a quarter of it, and then we gave the rest to our other friends and put the leftovers in the bin. But yeah, it was good. We listened to some music, watched Harry Potter. Yeah, and cut each of his hair. So I've had a haircut. Yeah. And I gave my friend a haircut. Yeah. Today is just not my day. It's not like I'm sad. I just feel unmotivated. Just don't wanna do anything. Yesterday was Friday. Yesterday I had an existentialism lecture and seminar, and we started studying Kierkegaard, and we looked at his text Either or, which is probably quite a fitting text considering the current state I'm in. And basically this text has 2 characters. So there's A, and B. So B is like the judge. I think he's called B anyway. I can't remember. I remember reading that Kierkegaard called them that. B is the judge, or the ethical. Okay. And A is the aesthetic. So A is quite immature, and the judge obviously is quite mature and rational. And the thing with the aesthetic is, well, I'll first outline the way in which the book is written, because this is quite symbolic as well. It's quite significant. So, in the first part of the story, we have A. And A's text is all very fragmented. There's a lot of short sentences, a lot of strange, ambiguous remarks, and yeah. And A, in one of his things, says he just can't be bothered to do anything. He doesn't want to lay down because he'll have to get up. He doesn't want to get up because he'll have to lay back down. He just can't be bothered to do anything. And yeah, and I feel like that happens to us sometimes. Like, we all have that in us. And obviously Kierkegaard was an existentialist, and he was interested in embodied experience. So the whole laying around not wanting to do anything is a part of experience. Something we all get from time to time. It's not exactly a very attractive part of experience. You know, it's something we might even reject or try and hide from other people, because we don't want them to see us in this light, because we may feel pathetic. Yeah, so Kierkegaard splits A, or the aesthetic, up into two states of being. So he says the aesthetic is either dreaming or sleeping, right? So these are the only possible two states that the aesthetic can be in. Right, so sleeping, what is that? Sleeping is a state of unconsciousness. It's a state of, I don't know, repairing your mind, recharging. Recharging implies anticipation, in some sense. It's waiting for the next moment. It's being or getting ready for the next moment. It's not taking action, right? But although it is necessary. And the thing is, as I've just said, like, the aesthetic life does seem to be something that's part of our experience as human beings, and it probably is a necessary part, otherwise surely it wouldn't be there. Maybe it can be quite inhibiting, but it's about balance. Anyway, so sleeping, or the aesthetic is dreaming. And the whole idea around dreaming is that it's not real. We create impressions of things in our minds, of things that don't really exist. We just think we might dream about the future, spend all our time in our minds, in the abstract, in the place that isn't real. And if dreaming isn't real, then we never actually get anything done in the real world, which is what matters. So this is the aesthetic, sleeping or dreaming. And the judge comes along and criticizes the aesthetics, logic and thinking. And the judge's writing style is much more coherent. It's fully formed paragraphs and sentences, and it makes a lot more sense than the aesthetic. And I guess this is like the rational part of people, the mature part, the part that grows up and decides that he's going to take responsibility for his actions and realise that he needs to open his eyes to the world around him. He needs to get things done, because, you know, he's not going to live forever. And yeah, So I do quite like Kierkegaard so far. I find him quite interesting. He's quite hard to read. His work is really ambiguous. I think he has it's called like an indirect style of communication. So what he wants to do is introduce us to certain ideas, and when we're introduced to those ideas, it sort of allows us to grow the seeds ourselves. You know, he's not putting a fully formed idea in our minds. He's not laying out a fully formed argument and attempting to convince us of something. He writes ambiguously to make us think through ourselves and, reflect on the way in which the words relate to our experience as human beings, because we're all having a different experience. And in that sense, truth is partially subjective. We can't escape from lived experience. And if lived experience is different for all, then truth is different for all in some ways. It doesn't argue for relativism. It's a different kind of truth. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this rather flat video. Just haven't got a lot of energy today. And I'm probably gonna go to sleep soon. But I can't bother. Can't bother go to sleep, can't bother to be awake. I'm the aesthetic. So yeah. Thank you for watching.